2011 National Electrical Code does not specify the exact size of letters for a high-voltage sign. However, the 2008 National Electrical Code specified that the letters should be at least 1/2 inch tall. It is important to note that state requirements may differ. Section 110.21 B of the 2011 National Electrical Code pertains to equipment that is locked or interlocked. Where safety is enhanced by locking or interlocking equipment, the marking shall be applied in accordance with 110.21. A or shall be as follows. Firstly, a sign, visible when equipment is locked or interlocked, shall bear the following legend: caution, only authorized persons permitted beyond this point locked or interlocked equipment, and shall be of sufficient size and designed to attract attention. Secondly, a clearly explained text shall be attached to each energy isolating device whose operation is necessary for compliance with this section, and to each master switch or circuit breaker supplying power to the equipment that is being locked or interlocked. Tags shall be of a non-reusable type, attached by a non-reusable method, and shall not be removed except by authorized personnel or as required by regulations applicable to the workplace. Tags shall contain a legend stating "Do not operate, remove tag only by authorized personnel." Section 110.21 C addresses arcing parts. Equipment that has arcing or suddenly moving parts that may be hazardous to inspect while energized shall be marked to ward against such hazards. Electric equipment shall be marked with a label as follows: warning, electric shock hazard, do not inspect while energized, or with a marking on the equipment that identifies the hazard. Section 110.21 D covers high voltage parts. Electrical equipment operating at 50 volts or more between conductors shall be marked with a label as follows: warning, high voltage equipment, keep away, or with a marking on the equipment that identifies the hazard. Section 110.21 E discusses circuit breaker opening. Circuit breakers shall be marked to warn against opening the circuit breaker without first opening associated disconnecting means or taking equivalent precautions. The marking shall be located so as to be clearly visible when the circuit breaker is in a closed position. Such marking shall be as follows: warning, do not open circuit breaker without opening associated disconnecting means or taking equivalent precautions, or with a marking on the circuit breaker that identifies the hazard. For the purposes of this section, disconnecting means are those required by 110.27. When dealing with electrical safety and signage, it is critical to consult the most up-to-date version of the National Electrical Code and any local amendments or regulations that may apply in your specific jurisdiction. Always prioritize safety and ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified and licensed professionals. High voltage warnings are essential for preventing accidents and ensuring the safety of individuals working with or around electrical equipment. The absence of a specific letter size requirement in the current National Electrical Code does not diminish the importance of clear and visible signage. The key principle is that the warning must be sufficient to attract attention and effectively communicate the potential hazard. Therefore, it is recommended to use appropriately sized letters that are easily readable from a safe distance. While the 1/2 inch minimum from the 2008 National Electrical Code can serve as a useful guideline, consider the specific context and environment when determining the optimal letter size for your signage. Factors such as lighting conditions, viewing distance, and the complexity of the surrounding background should all be taken into account. In addition to letter size, the color and contrast of the signage are also crucial for visibility. High contrast color combinations, such as black letters on a yellow background, are generally more effective at attracting attention than low contrast combinations. Furthermore, the placement of the signage should be carefully considered to ensure that it is readily visible to individuals who may be exposed to the hazard. Position the signage in a location where it is easily seen and not obstructed by other equipment or objects. Regular inspections of electrical signage are necessary to ensure that it remains in good condition and is clearly visible. Over time, signs can become faded, damaged, or obscured, which can compromise their effectiveness. Replace or repair any damaged or illegible signage promptly to maintain a safe working environment. When working with high voltage equipment, it is essential to follow all safety precautions and procedures. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and eye protection, and energizing equipment before performing any maintenance or repairs. Never assume that equipment is energized. Always verify using appropriate testing equipment. Furthermore, it is crucial to provide adequate training to all personnel who work with or around high-voltage equipment. Training should cover topics such as electrical safety, hazard recognition, and proper use of personal protective equipment. By implementing a comprehensive safety program, you can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and injuries. In addition to the National Electrical Code, there may be other applicable standards and regulations that govern electrical safety in your specific industry or location. Consult with your local regulatory agencies and industry experts to ensure that you are in compliance with all relevant requirements. Staying informed about the latest developments in electrical safety is essential for maintaining a safe and productive working environment. Attend industry conferences, participate in training courses, and subscribe to relevant publications to keep your knowledge up to date. By continuously improving your understanding of electrical safety principles and practices, you can help prevent accidents and protect the well-being of yourself and your colleagues. Remember that electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By working together to promote a culture of safety, we can create a workplace where everyone can work safely and productively. Always prioritize safety and never take shortcuts that could compromise the well-being of yourself or others. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Consult with a qualified electrical engineer or safety professional for specific recommendations tailored to your unique situation. It is also important to understand the specific voltage levels that are considered high voltage in your jurisdiction. The National Electrical Code defines high voltage as 600 volts or more, but some local codes may have different definitions. Be sure to comply with the applicable regulations in your area. When working with high voltage equipment, it is essential to use properly rated tools and equipment. Never use tools or equipment that are not designed for the voltage levels you are working with. Always inspect your tools and equipment before each use to ensure that they are in good working condition. If you find any damage or defects, remove the tool or equipment from service immediately and have it repaired or replaced. In addition to the specific requirements for high voltage signage, the National Electrical Code also includes general requirements for equipment labeling. Section 110.21 requires that all equipment be marked with its voltage, current, power, or other ratings as necessary. The marking must be durable and readily visible. The purpose of these markings is to provide important information to workers and others who may come into contact with the equipment. This information can help prevent accidents and ensure that the equipment is used safely and properly. It is also important to consider the language used on your electrical signage. If your workforce includes individuals who do not speak English, it may be necessary to provide signage in multiple languages. This can help ensure that everyone understands the potential hazards and how to avoid them. In addition to warning signs, it is also important to provide clear and concise operating instructions for electrical equipment. These instructions should be readily available to workers and should be written in a language that they can understand. The instructions should cover topics such as how to safely start and stop the equipment, how to perform routine maintenance, and what to do in case of an emergency. Regular safety audits can help identify potential hazards and ensure that your electrical safety program is effective. These audits should be conducted by qualified personnel who are familiar with the National Electrical Code and other applicable standards. The audit should cover all aspects of your electrical system, including wiring, equipment, and signage. Any deficiencies that are identified during the audit should be corrected promptly. Another important aspect of electrical safety is grounding. Grounding is the process of connecting electrical equipment to the earth, which provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source. This helps protect workers from electric shock and reduces the risk of fire. The National Electrical Code includes detailed requirements for grounding electrical systems. It is important to follow these requirements carefully to ensure that your electrical system is properly grounded. Surge protection is another important consideration for electrical safety. Surges are sudden increases in voltage that can damage or destroy electrical equipment. Surges can be caused by lightning, utility switching, or other events. Surge protective devices, or SPDs, are designed to protect electrical equipment from surges. These devices are typically installed at the service entrance of a building and at individual pieces of equipment. The National Electrical Code includes requirements for the installation of SPD. Arc flash is a dangerous phenomenon that can occur when a short circuit occurs in electrical equipment. Arc flash events can generate intense heat and light, which can cause serious burns and other injuries. A National Electrical Code includes requirements for arc flash hazard assessment and mitigation. These requirements are designed to protect workers from the hazards of arc flash. Lockout/tagout procedures are used to prevent accidental energization of electrical equipment during maintenance or repair. These procedures involve disconnecting the equipment from its power source and placing a lock and tag on the disconnect switch. The lock and tag prevent anyone from accidentally energizing the equipment while work is being performed. The National Electrical Code includes requirements for lockout/tagout procedures. Qualified electrical workers are essential for ensuring electrical safety. These workers have the training and experience necessary to safely install, maintain, and repair electrical equipment. The National Electrical Code includes requirements for the qualifications of electrical workers. Regular training and continuing education are essential for qualified electrical workers. This training should cover topics such as electrical safety, the National Electrical Code, and new technologies. By staying up to date on the latest developments in the electrical industry, qualified electrical workers can help ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process. It requires a commitment from everyone involved, from management to workers. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code and other applicable standards, you can help create a safe and productive working environment. Always prioritize safety and never take shortcuts that could compromise the well-being of yourself or others.